What I am about to share with you should have been taught to every human being from childhood, but instead it has been hidden, ignored, and dismissed by those who profit from keeping you dependent on external remedies and powerless beliefs. The truth is this: you have more healing power in your mind, in your soul, in your subconscious being than all the material methods combined. I ask you, dear listener, do you know that within you right now there is a fountain of radiant life, a treasury of infinite supply, a divine law of healing and wealth, ready to respond to your thought and faith? If you truly knew this, you would never again fear sickness, lack, failure, or poverty. You would walk in dominion, in joy, in radiant freedom. For it is written, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Proverbs 23:7. And again, it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Luke 12:32. The kingdom is not far away, hidden in the skies, but here now in your own subconscious mind. I tell you with authority, your thought is creative, your imagination is the workshop of God, and your faith is the law that shapes your destiny. You are not a beggar pleading for scraps from heaven. You are a child of the infinite, heir to all the riches of the universe. Health, wealth, success, and abundance are not distant dreams, they are divine rights, and the law of life will manifest them for you once you learn how to use it. Florence Scovel Shinn declared, "Your word is your wand." Neville Goddard taught, "Imagination creates reality." Napoleon Hill proclaimed, "Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve." And Carl Jung revealed that the subconscious mind speaks in symbols and dreams, holding within it the archetypes of human destiny. Each of these voices, like notes in a divine symphony, testify to the truth I am about to reveal. Your subconscious mind, is the miraculous organ of God's healing power. When you impress upon it health, wealth, success, and joy, it will reproduce them faithfully in your body and your affairs. But when you permit fear, resentment, doubt, and poverty thoughts to seep into it, it will create after their kind also. The subconscious is impartial. It does not argue, it does not reason. It simply accepts what you give it. Like fertile soil, it will grow whatever seed you sow, whether of weeds or wheat. Therefore your task is holy, to plant divine thoughts, rich images, radiant affirmations, and unshakable faith into this inner ground. You must now learn to take possession of your inner speech. You must watch your words, for every idle word you speak, whether aloud or in the silence of your mind, is a seed. When you say, "I cannot afford it," "I never get ahead," "I am sickly," "I am weak," your subconscious mind hears these decrees and sets in motion the conditions to fulfill them. But when you affirm with conviction, "I am whole, I am strong, God is my instant supply, money flows to me freely, joyously, endlessly, divine right action governs my life," then the law of life swings into action, producing health, wealth, and harmony. Think of a man who was crippled with arthritis. Doctors declared he would never walk again. But night after night he imagined himself walking freely, joyfully, climbing stairs, playing with his children. He persisted until his subconscious accepted this new image. One morning he rose, found strength in his legs, and walked unaided. That man recreated his body with the power of his imagination. The healing law was always within him. He only had to give it the right direction. This same law will work for you. Perhaps you are burdened by debt. Perhaps your mind is filled with anxious thoughts about money. You may say, "I cannot see a way. My income is small. My responsibilities are great." But remember, it is not your job to figure out the how. Your task is to plant the seed of wealth in your subconscious mind, knowing that infinite intelligence has countless ways to manifest supply. The money will come through channels you know not of, but it will come once you impress the idea of wealth with faith and thanksgiving. Say within yourself, "God is my instant, everlasting, unfailing supply. Money is flowing to me now. I am richly blessed. I am prospered in all my ways." Repeat these words with feeling, especially as you drift into sleep, and your subconscious mind, which never slumbers, will accept them as facts and reproduce them in your experience. I recall a young woman who came to me destitute, without food, her rent overdue. She declared, "I see no way out." I instructed her to affirm, "God is my instant supply. I give thanks for the abundance that is mine now." She obeyed. Within 2 days, she was offered a position paying twice her previous income, and friends she had not heard from in years came to her aid. The supply was already present, so she had only to change her inner belief to see it manifest. Your healing power, your wealth power, your miracle power all dwell in one place, your subconscious mind, and the key is faith, imagination, and repetition. Let me share with you the truth that Napoleon Hill glimpsed in his research of the great industrialists. Success comes to those who become success conscious. He interviewed Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, Andrew Carnegie, and each testified knowingly or unknowingly to the same principle. They first imagined wealth, health, and success in their minds, and then acted as though it were already theirs until reality conformed to their vision. Neville Goddard would say, "Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. That is the law in action. When you assume wealth, you clothe yourself in riches. When you assume health, your body conforms. When you assume love, harmony, and joy, life arranges itself to fulfill that assumption. This is not wishful thinking. It is divine law, as exact as gravity. Remember what Jesus said, 'What things soever ye desire, when ye pray, believe that ye receive them, and ye shall have them.' Mark 11:24. This is the whole law in one verse. Believe you have received, and it shall be yours. And what is believing? It is feeling the reality of your desire in the present moment. It is knowing, beyond sight, beyond doubt, beyond appearances, that it is already accomplished. The subconscious mind does not differentiate between what is real and what is vividly imagined. When you impress the image of your fulfilled desire with feeling, it is as good as done. Therefore, guard your imagination as you would a sacred altar. Do not waste it on images of fear, sickness, failure, or lack, for by doing so you are praying for what you do not want. Instead, consecrate your imagination to the good, the beautiful, the prosperous, the true. You may ask, but how do I overcome doubt? How do I silence the negative chatter? My answer is this: persist in the assumption of the good until it crowds out the false. Your subconscious mind accepts what is impressed upon it through repetition and faith. As Florence Scovel Shinn declared, faith knows it is already received and acts accordingly. So act accordingly. Walk as though you are already healed. Spend as though you are already wealthy. Speak as though your dream is already reality. Every day, every hour, remind yourself of this eternal truth. Greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. 1 John 4:4. My beloved friend, your healing power begins the moment you change your thought. Wealth, abundance, success, harmony, they are waiting at the door of your mind. Invite them in. Tonight, as you close your eyes, imagine the life you desire. Picture yourself already living it. Feel the joy, the freedom, the confidence. Give thanks to the infinite intelligence within you. Repeat silently, thank you, Father, for the riches of life. Thank you for divine health. Thank you for answered prayer. Fall asleep with this song of thanksgiving in your heart, and the law will work while you rest. As surely as the sun rises, the harvest will come, for the law never fails. Remember, you are greater than any condition. You are stronger than any obstacle. You are richer than any lack. For you and God are one, and nothing can separate you from the infinite supply. Now hold this truth in your heart. You are the master of your destiny, the captain of your soul, the sower of your fortune. Your subconscious mind is your faithful servant. Treat it with reverence. Feed it only seeds of truth, and it will yield a harvest of miracles. You have within you now, this very moment, the healing power, the wealth power, the miracle power of the infinite. Use it, and you will transform your life. The greatest secret of life is this: whatever you impress upon your subconscious mind with feeling and conviction will be expressed outwardly in your body, in your finances, and in every circumstance of your life. The subconscious is like a divine soil, infinitely fertile, endlessly creative. Sow an image of wealth, and wealth must spring forth. Sow the thought of health, and health must be restored. Sow harmony, and your relationships will blossom. For the subconscious knows no limit, no exhaustion, no failure. It is the infinite within you. Yet many go through life unaware of this treasure house. They seek outside remedies, external crutches, and fleeting solutions, never realizing that within them lies the eternal fountain of supply. They cry out for healing, not knowing that the answer waits in their own heart. They beg for money, not knowing that the source of wealth is the divine law within them. They wander in fear, when all the while the kingdom of God is within. You must awaken to this truth. Thought is the master key, and faith is the hand that turns the key. When you combine thought and faith, you unleash a force greater than any medicine, stronger than any financial scheme, more powerful than any worldly authority. The Bible declares, "Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind." Romans chapter 12:2. Transformation does not come by chance nor by the will of others. It comes by the renewal of your thought, the cleansing of your imagination, the alignment of your inner speech with divine truth. I knew a man who had been stricken with an ulcer that tormented him for years. Doctors prescribed every known treatment, but relief never came. Finally, he came to understand that his sickness was the outpicturing of resentment and bitterness stored in his subconscious mind. He had quarreled with his brother years before and carried the poison of hatred in his heart. I instructed him to practice forgiveness. Night after night, he imagined shaking hands with his brother, speaking words of reconciliation, and hearing his brother reply in kind. He repeated, "I release him. I forgive him. I am free. God's love fills my heart." Within weeks, his body responded. The ulcer vanished, never to return. Why? Because the subconscious obeyed the new pattern. When love replaced hate, health replaced sickness. The law always reproduces the imekad. She impressed upon it. So it is with money. Many live in poverty because they secretly despise the rich, condemn wealth as evil, or feel unworthy of abundance. The subconscious, taking these beliefs as commands, shuts the door to supply. Remember the words of Scripture. "Beloved, I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prospereth." 3 John chapter 2. There is no virtue in lack. Poverty is not piety. Wealth is divine when it is used for good. Prosperity allows you to bless others, to build, to heal, to uplift. Say within yourself, "I am worthy of wealth. I love money as a symbol of God's abundance. I use it wisely, judiciously, and constructively. I send it forth in love, and it returns multiplied." As you affirm this daily, you dissolve the subconscious blocks of guilt and fear, and the law of prosperity flows unobstructed into your life. Florence Scovel Shinn said, "Man can only receive what he sees himself receiving. If you see yourself poor, you will remain poor. If you see yourself wealthy, opportunities will appear, channels will open, doors will swing wide. Your subconscious will magnetize the ideas, the people, the circumstances that match your inner image. Consider a businessman I counseled. He had lost everything in a financial collapse. He was filled with despair. I told him, "Never declare, 'I am ruined.' Never speak of loss. Affirm, 'Infinite intelligence reveals to me new ideas. I am guided to success. I am prospered beyond measure.'" He did as instructed. Within months, he was offered a partnership in a thriving firm, and his prosperity exceeded what he had lost. The law restored him because he restored his inner belief. Remember always, you do not fight poverty by cursing it. You do not overcome sickness by dwelling on it. What you resist persists. You must rise above by affirming the opposite, by imagining the good already accomplished. The subconscious responds not to force but to acceptance. When you accept health, it manifests. When you accept abundance, it flows. Neville Goddard taught that the bridge of incidents will unfold. You need not know the steps. You need only dwell in the end. Live in the wish fulfilled, and the law will arrange the means. Napoleon Hill observed that a burning desire held in the mind transforms into faith, and faith transforms into reality. Carl Jung revealed that the archetype of the divine hero lives within every soul, the symbol of triumph, of rising from darkness into light. All these voices bear witness to the same eternal law. The imagination guided by faith becomes the reality of tomorrow. I say unto you, heal your inner speech. Stop rehearsing your failures. Stop repeating the litany of lack. Begin to declare what you desire. Affirm silently, persistently, joyously, "I am one with the infinite. Health, wealth, and success flow to me in perfect divine order. Every cell of my body responds to divine life. Every activity of my affairs prospers." If doubts arise, do not resist them with fear. Simply replace them. Speak the opposite. For every thought of lack, affirm supply. For every thought of fear, affirm courage. For every thought of sickness, affirm health. This is the method of mental substitution, the law of reversal. You cast out the darkness not by fighting it, but by turning on the light. Imagine now, dear friend, what your life could be if you lived in this truth daily. Imagine health glowing in your body, wealth flowing through your hands, love shining in your relationships. Imagine rising every morning with joy, confidence, and radiant expectancy. That life is possible. That life is your divine birthright. The law that healed the sick, multiplied the loaves, stilled the storm, and raised the dead is the same law that beats your heart and breathes your lungs, and it responds to your faith. When you pray, do not beg, do not plead. No. Know that it is already done. Feel it real. Give thanks before the evidence appears, for thanksgiving is the language of faith. When you thank God in advance, you declare that you trust the law. So tonight, as you lie down to sleep, choose one desire of your heart. See it clearly, feel it deeply, impress it firmly upon your subconscious, and know that while you rest, the law will work, weaving circumstances, arranging details, preparing the manifestation. You need not strive, you need only believe. And when you awaken tomorrow, act as though it were already so. Walk in the assurance of answered prayer. Live in the radiance of accomplished desire. This is the secret of miracles. My beloved, you are not a prisoner of fate. You are not a victim of circumstances. You are the master builder of your destiny, the artist of your fortune, the channel of infinite supply. God in you is your unfailing partner. Together nothing is impossible. Hold fast to this truth. The healing power is yours. The wealth power is yours. The miracle working power is yours. And the law of life will never fail you when you align your thought with divine truth. Remember always, the infinite riches of your subconscious are available to you now. Use them wisely, and your life will become a symphony of health, wealth, harmony, and joy. The mind is both seed and soil, cause and effect. What you plant in the depths of your subconscious must return to you in kind, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. This is the immutable law of life. You reap what you sow. Yet many unknowingly sow seeds of fear, doubt, and limitation, and then wonder why their harvest is barren. They pray for abundance while affirming lack. They ask for healing while dwelling on sickness. They desire success while repeating failure in their inner speech. You must learn the art of alignment. To think one way and feel another is to divide the house of your mind, and a divided house cannot stand. Jesus said, "If ye have faith and doubt not, it shall be done." Matthew 21:21. Faith without doubt is harmony of thought and feeling, a unified command to the subconscious. When your conscious thought and subconscious belief agree, the law moves mountains. I recall a woman who longed for companionship, yet year after year remained alone. When she came to me, she confessed, "I pray for love, but deep down I believe I am unworthy." Her conscious mind asked for a husband, but her subconscious rejected the idea as impossible. I instructed her to daily affirm, "I am worthy of love. God loves me, therefore I love myself. The perfect companion, ordained by divine wisdom, is mine now." She visualized herself walking hand in hand with a kind, loving partner. She fell asleep in that assumption. Within months she met the man who became her husband, and harmony filled her life. The lesson is eternal. Your subconscious will not contradict your deepest belief. Therefore, make your belief a friend, not an enemy. Imprint upon it only that which you desire to experience. Carl Jung revealed that much of human life is governed by archetypes, deep patterns in the subconscious shared by all mankind. These patterns are like molds, shaping experience. When you dwell continually on lack, you activate the archetype of the victim. When you meditate on abundance, you awaken the archetype of the prosperous one. The choice is yours. You are not bound by collective fear. You can rise into collective truth. Napoleon Hill told the story of his son, born without ears. Doctors said he would be deaf for life, but Hill declared with burning faith that his son would hear. He spoke to him daily as though the boy could hear, impressing upon his subconscious the image of he. Hearing. Years later, the boy developed partial hearing, adapted to modern aids, and went on to live a full, rich life. Desire and faith had rewritten destiny. So it is with you. What appears impossible to the world is possible to your subconscious mind when illumined by faith. The subconscious does not know limitation. It only knows fulfillment. Consider the power of visualization. Florence Scovel Shinn once said, "A man's word is his wand, filled with magic and power." I tell you, your imagination is that wand. When you visualize, you are not daydreaming idly, and you are giving a command to the inner workshop of creation. The image you dwell upon is the mold into which the divine substance of life is poured. Hold fast to that image, and it must take shape in your outer world. Neville Goddard taught the law of assumption. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Do not wait for evidence. Create the evidence in your inner world, and outer conditions will rearrange themselves to match. He was right, for the subconscious does not distinguish between the vividly imagined and the physically experienced. Both are seeds, both are commands. I knew a man who had suffered business failures again and again. His mind was filled with the picture of loss. I told him, "You must change the picture. Every night, see yourself in your office, smiling, signing contracts, receiving checks. Hear the voices congratulating you. Feel the weight of success." He obeyed. In 6 months, his fortunes reversed. Clients came, contracts multiplied, and prosperity flowed. The picture changed, and so reality followed. This is not superstition, it is law. As you think, so you become. As you image, so you manifest. As you believe, so it is done unto you. You may say, "But Dr. Murphy, I have tried affirmations and nothing happens." I tell you, affirmations work when they are saturated with faith and repeated with persistence. Do not plant a seed today and dig it up tomorrow to see if it has sprouted. Do not contradict your prayer with words of fear. Speak your affirmation, feel its truth, and leave it in the soil of the subconscious. The law of growth will bring it forth at the right time. Remember the parable of the sower. Some seeds fell by the wayside, some on stony ground, some among thorns, but others on good soil and brought forth 100-fold. Your subconscious is the soil. Guard it from the thorns of fear, the stones of doubt, the birds of negative suggestion. Plant carefully, water with faith, and in due season the harvest must come. There is no power outside you that can prevent your good from manifesting except your own fear and unbelief. There is no man, no circumstance, no condition that can block the flow of divine supply. You are the master key holder. You open or close the door by what you accept as true. If you accept lack, you close the door of supply. If you accept health, wealth, and abundance as yours now, you fling wide the gates of heaven, and the rivers of blessing pour through. Say now within yourself, "Infinite riches are mine. Infinite health is mine. Infinite joy is mine." My subconscious mind accepts these truths now and manifests them in divine order. Speak it, feel it, believe it, and it is so. Never allow appearances to dictate your belief. Appearances are shadows. Truth is eternal. If you see debt, affirm supply. If you see sickness, affirm health. If you see loneliness, affirm love. The appearance will change, for it is but clay in the hands of the potter. Your thought is the potter's hand. Shape wisely. Remember the words of Jesus, "Judge not according to appearance, but judge righteous judgment." John 7:24. Righteous judgment is seeing with the eyes of faith, looking beyond the surface into the reality of God's abundance. Beloved friend, you are richer than you know, stronger than you dream, more powerful than you imagine, for you are one with infinite mind and infinite and cannot fail. As you walk through life, carry this awareness: the healing power is within me, the wealth power is within me, the miracle working power is within me. Nothing can separate me from the love of God, nothing can block my supply, nothing can hinder my healing, for I and the Father are one, and all that the Father has is mine. Hold fast to this truth, and your life will shine as a testimony to divine law. People will look upon you and marvel, asking, "What secret do you know? What power do you possess?" And you will answer, "It is not I, but the God within me. It is the law of my subconscious mind, which always brings forth after its kind." And so, dear listener, let your faith be mighty, your imagination radiant, your affirmations constant. Sow only seeds of love, wealth, health, and joy, and your harvest will be bountiful beyond measure. The secret of all success lies in this: what you claim mentally and feel as true will be accepted by your subconscious mind, and your subconscious will express it faithfully. Life does not respond to wishful thinking, it responds to belief. Belief is thought fused with feeling, imagination clothed with conviction. When you believe in wealth, wealth must flow. When you believe in health, health must blossom. When you believe in success, success must manifest. This is the divine law of mind action. You may have been taught that circumstances rule your life, that luck or chance governs your destiny. But I tell you with authority, you are not a creature of chance. You are a creator of choice. Your outer world is but the mirror of your inner belief. Change the belief and the mirror changes. The psalmist declared, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." Psalm 23:1. This is not poetry only but spiritual law. The Lord is the indwelling presence, the divine law of your subconscious. When you accept this presence as your shepherd, guiding you, protecting you, supplying you, then want disappears and abundance flows like a river. I once counseled a man who had lost his fortune in the collapse of a great company. He came to me broken, fearful, trembling at the thought of starting again. I said, "Your supply was never the company, never the market, never the outer condition. Your supply is God within you. Infinite mind has endless channels. The river may dry, but the ocean is never empty." I taught him to affirm, "God is my instant and everlasting supply. New opportunities unfold for me now. Divine wisdom reveals the perfect plan for my prosperity." Within weeks, he was invited to lead a new enterprise. In a short time, his wealth exceeded his former fortune. He learned the eternal lesson. Man's wealth is not in banks or markets, but in the infinite within. Napoleon Hill, after years of research, declared, "The starting point of all achievement is desire. Desire is the seed, imagination is the soil, faith is the water, and persistence is the sunlight. When you plant the seed of desire and water it with faith, your subconscious produces the harvest." Hill's burning desire is what Jesus called ask believing. Desire clothed with belief is unstoppable. So I ask you now, what do you desire? Health, wealth, harmony, success? Do not say someday, perhaps, if only. Say within yourself, "This is mine now, I claim it, I accept it, it is so." For when you claim it in mind, you have received it in spirit, and it shall be made flesh. Neville Goddard insisted, "Live in the end." Imagine the desire fulfilled, feel it real, and rest in that state. Suppose you long for a new home. Do not imagine someday looking for it. Imagine yourself already living in it. See the walls, the furniture, the garden. Walk its halls in your mind. Sleep each night in that dream, and soon it will take form in brick and stone. This is not fantasy, it is creation. Florence Scovel Shinn reminded us, nothing stands between man and his highest ideals but doubt and fear. Remove doubt, cast out fear, and the floodgates of abundance open wide. Fear is faith inverted, a belief in evil instead of good. When you dwell on fear, you misuse imagination. But when you transmute fear into faith, you redirect the same power into healing, wealth, and joy. One man I counseled had a terror of losing his job. His fear magnetized misfortune and he was dismissed. He came to me in despair. I said, "What you fear comes upon you, for fear is faith in the wrong direction. Now reverse it. Imagine yourself in a better position, more pay, more freedom, more joy. Declare it is yours now." He obeyed. Within 2 months he was hired in a superior role at twice the income. Fear had closed one door, but faith opened a greater one. Never allow outer conditions to dictate your inner state. The economy may fluctuate, markets may rise and fall, bodies may change, but God within you is changeless, eternal, unfailing. Align with that, and you are secure in every season. Jesus said, "Lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal." Matthew 6:20. The treasures of heaven are the convictions of your subconscious mind. No thief can rob them, no rust can destroy them, no market can collapse them. Once you impress wealth, health, and success upon your subconscious, they are secure until they manifest. I say to you, do not envy the rich. Become rich in consciousness. Do not resent the successful. Join them in imagination. Do not curse money. Bless it, love it, and use it wisely. For money is divine substance, God in action, the frozen energy of the infinite. To call money evil is to slander God's abundance. It is not money that corrupts, but man's misuse of it. When money is used to bless, heal, uplift, and prosper, it is holy. Therefore declare, I love money. I attract it in abundance. I use it for good. It circulates freely in my life. I send it forth with joy, and it returns multiplied. Speak this not as a beggar pleading, but as an heir claiming his inheritance. For it is written, Son, thou art ever with me, and all that I have is thine. Luke 15:31. Carl Jung understood that the unconscious is not merely personal but collective, holding the wisdom of ages. When you tune your subconscious to abundance, you tap into the archetype of the prosperous one, the wise one, the healed one. You connect with an infinite reservoir of supply that transcends personal limitation. The law of life is circulation. Give, and it shall be given unto you. Hoarding blocks the flow, but generosity opens the channels. Give of your time, your love, your money, your service, and the law will multiply it back to you, not by arithmetic but by divine multiplication. The widow of Zarephath gave her last meal to the prophet, and her oil never ran dry. So it is with you. When you give in faith, you unlock inexhaustible supply. Do not wait until you are wealthy to give. Begin now in proportion to what you have. Give a smile, a kind word, a coin, a helping hand. The act of giving affirms abundance, and your subconscious responds by opening greater channels of supply. Remember always the golden rule of wealth. What you wish to experience, cause another to experience. If you desire love, give love. If you desire wealth, give generously. If you desire success, help others succeed. Your good cannot come at another's expense, for we are all one in spirit. What you sow for others, you reap for yourself. Therefore, release jealousy, envy, resentment. These poison your subconscious and block your good. Instead, rejoice in another's prosperity. Bless the success you see, and give thanks for the wealth of others, for by blessing it, you attract it. Say within yourself, what God has done for them, God is doing for me now. Beloved, the healing power is within you now. The wealth power is within you now. The infinite river of supply flows within you now. Align your thought with this truth. Impress it deeply upon your subconscious, and your life will radiate health, abundance, and harmony. The greatest wisdom you can learn is the law of non-resistance. What you resist persists. What you fight grows stronger. What you fear, you attract. To resist evil is to give it power. To resist sickness is to magnify it in consciousness. To resist poverty is to tie yourself to it with cords of fear. But when you bless, when you release, when you affirm the opposite, you dissolve the shadow with light. Jesus said, resist not evil, Matthew 5:39. He did not mean to passively accept wrong. He meant, do not energize it with your thought. Do not fight shadows. Turn on the light. Do not struggle with lack. Affirm supply. Do not war with sickness. Affirm health. In the stillness of non-resistance, divine power flows unopposed. I once counseled a woman who lived in constant conflict with her employer. She resisted him at every turn, arguing, seething inwardly, rehearsing grievances in her mind. The more she resisted, the worse conditions grew. I told her, do not resist him. See him as a child of God. Bless him. Imagine him kind, cooperative, harmonious. She obeyed. Within weeks, the man changed completely, treating her with respect and kindness. What happened? She changed her inner picture, and her subconscious projected harmony instead of hostility. So it is with money. If you fear bills, if you resist them, curse them, dread them, they multiply. But if you bless them, give thanks for them, affirm, God's supply pays these bills in divine order. Money flows to me freely to meet every need. Then channels open and abundance flows. Your attitude determines the result. Neville Goddard taught, do not condone. In the how. Do not resist appearances, but accept the end in faith. Assume the wish fulfilled and let the bridge of incidents unfold. The subconscious knows ways beyond reason. Trust it, and it will lead you by paths unknown. Napoleon Hill warned against fear, calling it the greatest enemy of success. Fear of poverty, fear of criticism, fear of ill health. These paralyze desire and block the subconscious. Replace fear with faith, and the same power that bound you will free you. Carl Jung revealed that what you resist in the unconscious becomes stronger. To fight an image is to feed it. To accept, bless, and transform is to redeem it. This is why forgiveness is so powerful. It releases the energy of resentment, dissolves the image of hate, and opens the subconscious to healing. Forgiveness is not for the other person, it is for you. To forgive is to set yourself free. As long as you cling to bitterness, you chain yourself to the past. When you release, you rise into abundance. Jesus taught us to forgive 70 times 7, endlessly, because forgiveness keeps the channel of supply open. I recall a man dying of cancer who carried hatred for a business partner who had wronged him. I said, "You must forgive." He resisted, saying, "Never." I told him, "Your resentment is cancer of the soul. Release it and your body will respond." Finally he prayed, "I forgive him, I release him, I bless him, peace fills my soul." Within weeks his condition reversed. The doctors marveled. The cancer dissolved, for the inner poison had been released. Beloved, healing is forgiveness. Wealth is forgiveness. Success is forgiveness. Release the past and the future is free to bless you. Do not struggle with divine timing. The oak does not resist the acorn's growth. The flower does not resist the sun. The river does not resist its course. So do not resist the law. Trust divine or dare. Your prayer is answered the moment you believe. It will appear at the right time in the right way, through the right channel. Impatience is resistance. Faith is rest. Scripture declares, "Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry." Habakkuk 2:3. Your desire is on the way. Do not dig up the seed with worry. Water it with thanksgiving. I once met a woman who prayed for marriage. She grew impatient, doubting, complaining, resisting. Nothing happened. I told her, "Rest, prepare, live as though it were already so." She began setting a place at her table, visualizing her husband sitting beside her, giving thanks nightly. In perfect timing, she met her companion. The law had not failed, her resistance had delayed it. Florence Scovel Shinn wrote, "Faith knows it has already received and acts accordingly." This is the essence of divine timing, to act now as though it were already done, trusting the invisible to make it visible. So do not resist appearances, do not resist delay, trust the law, align your thought with good, rest in faith, and the harvest must come. Let us speak now of miracles. A miracle is not the violation of natural law. It is the fulfillment of higher law. When the subconscious mind is impressed with truth, the miracle is the natural result. Healing, wealth, harmony, these are not exceptions but demonstrations of the law. Jesus multiplied loaves and fishes because he saw abundance where others saw lack. He said, "Thank you, Father." That thanksgiving activated the law. He blessed and the substance multiplied. You too can multiply your good. Bless your money and it grows. Bless your food and it nourishes. Bless your body and it heals. Bless your work and it prospers. Bless your neighbor and he prospers with you. Every day is a miracle if you open your eyes. The beating of your heart, the flow of your breath, the growth of a seed, the rising of the sun, all are miracles of subconscious law. When you align thought with truth, you awaken to the greater miracles of health, rest, debts dissolved, opportunities appearing, dreams fulfilled. Therefore, begin each day with this affirmation. Today, divine miracles unfold for me. Infinite intelligence guides me. Abundance surrounds me. Health fills me. Love blesses me. Success crowns me. I expect miracles, and miracles appear. Your expectation is the magnet of your life. Expect good, and good must come. Expect health, and health must bloom. Expect wealth, and wealth must flow. This is the law of subconscious expectancy. Beloved friends, cease resisting, begin blessing, cease fearing, begin believing, cease doubting, begin knowing. The healing power is within you, waiting only for your acceptance. The wealth power is within you, waiting only for your claim. The miracle power is within you, waiting only for your faith. Beloved, what I have shared with you is the eternal law of mind, the law of life, the law of divine abundance. The world has hidden this treasure in superstition, in fear, in doubt, in resistance, but the truth cannot be hidden from a mind that hungers for light. You are that mind, you are that soul awakening now. The healing power is in you, the riches of the universe are in you, the joy of heaven is in you. Ask yourself right now, what would happen if I dared to believe it? What would unfold if I truly accepted that I am one with God, one with infinite intelligence, one with the creative power of the universe? Everything would change, the doors would open, the floodgates of wealth, health, love, and success would pour forth, for you would be aligned with your true nature, the nature of limitless supply. You are not poor, you are not weak, you are not limited. These are lies of the senses, illusions of appearances. In truth, you are a child of the infinite, you are heir to the kingdom. You are the image and likeness of God, endowed with the same creative power. The Bible declares, "Ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High." Psalm 82:6. Do not belittle yourself. Do not call yourself less than what God has called you. Accept your divine inheritance. Your subconscious mind is the treasury of heaven. Whatever you impress upon it with faith, it expresses. If you sow seeds of abundance, you reap abundance. If you sow seeds of health, you reap health. If you sow seeds of love, you reap love. This is the unchanging law. Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. Galatians 6:7. The great mystics have always known this. Neville Goddard taught, assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Florence Scovel Shinn declared, your word is your wand. Napoleon Hill proclaimed, what the mind can conceive and believe it can achieve. Carl Jung revealed, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will rule your life. All are saying the same truth. The power is within. The key is within. The kingdom is within. And so I say to you now, cease looking outside. Do not chase. Do not beg. Do not plead. Go within. Quiet your mind. Impress the image of your desire upon your subconscious. See it as real. Feel it as now. Give thanks as though it were already done. Then release it to the law, trusting in divine order, and it will appear in perfect timing. This is the method, this is the healing, this is the wealth law, all else is commentary. I once counseled a man drowning in debt, fearful of ruin. I told him every night, imagine your bills paid, your bank account full, your heart at peace. Say, infinite supply flows to me now. God is my instant, constant, and ET. Rental source. He obeyed. Within 6 months, unexpected contracts, promotions, and gifts dissolved all his debt. He moved from lack to abundance because he changed the picture in his mind. I once guided a woman crippled by illness. She saw herself as broken, beyond repair. I told her, see yourself walking, whole, radiant. Imagine yourself filled with light. Affirm, the healing river of God flows through me now, vitalizing every atom of my being. She practiced daily. Slowly she walked. Gradually she ran. The doctors called it a miracle. I call it the law in action. So it shall be for you. Healing, wealth, success, these are not for the few, but for all who dare to believe. You are included. You are chosen. You are loved. Therefore, let this be your daily declaration. Today I align with the infinite. Today I accept my divine inheritance. Today I think thoughts of wealth, health, and love. Today I give thanks for answered prayer. Today I walk by faith and not by sight. Today I live as though my desire were already fulfilled, and so it is. When doubt whispers, silence it with faith. When fear knocks, answer with love. When appearances shout lack, see abundance. When sickness threatens, affirm wholeness. When delays arise, rest in divine timing. This is mastery of mind, the secret of all success. Beloved friend, you are not listening to these words by accident. Your soul has called them forth. Your subconscious has drawn you here. This is your appointed hour, your moment of awakening. From this day you shall never again call yourself weak or poor or helpless. You shall know that the kingdom of God is within you, and that it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. The power that parted the Red Sea, that raised Lazarus, that multiplied the loaves and fishes, that inspired prophets and poets and saints, that same power is within you now. And it waits for your recognition. It longs for your acceptance. Say yes to it, and it shall do wonders through you. And now, as this message draws to a close, I bless you with the highest truth. You are whole, you are rich, you are radiant, you are divine. Walk in this awareness and every door will open. Live in this consciousness and every dream will manifest. Pray with this faith and every prayer will be answered. Remember always, you carry within you the healing power of God. Use it today. Use it every day. Use it now, and life will unfold as a glorious miracle. And if this river of truth has awakened something in your soul, if it has reminded you of the infinite wealth and healing power within you, then I invite you, subscribe to this channel, share this message, and let the light spread. Your support allows this truth to reach more souls who hunger for it. And as you give, so shall it be given unto you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Go forth now, beloved, walk in faith, speak with authority, think with confidence, live with joy. The universe rushes to meet you. The healing power is yours. The wealth of heaven is yours. The miracles of God are yours. Use them now.